Guys, let us start our discussion. Okay, yesterday we have previously we have discussed about the cloud defense strategies and cloud defense techniques, guys. Okay, guys, previous class we have discussed about the cloud defense techniques. In that, we are going to discuss about the data and software protection techniques, guys. Okay, how we are going to protect our data and the application from the outsiders. Okay, here for that they are mainly particularly there are two techniques are there to protect the data and application from outsiders. Okay, one is data integrity and privacy protection. Data integrity and privacy protection. This is the first technique, and the second one is data coloring and cloud watering. These two are the techniques to protect the data from outsiders. Okay. Let us see the first one, that is data integrity and privacy technique. Okay, guys. Here in this, you just one software environment. Uh, okay, particularly for data integrity and privacy protection. Okay, it uses software environment, right? Particularly in the data integrity and privacy protection, it uses one software environment, guys. Okay, with the help of this, they are able to achieve data integrity and privacy protection, guys. Okay, right? Here, this particularly this application are already used in EC2, guys. We already aware about this one, guys. EC2. Okay, Elastic Compute Cloud, that is one of the cloud service from the Amazon, guys. AWS, Amazon Web Services. Okay, it uses EC2. It's like a virtual machine, guys. Okay, computing capabilities it will provide, storage capabilities it will provide, everything it will provide, guys. So like guys, EC2 means it's like a virtual machine, guys. Okay, that is a service from the Amazon. Okay, Amazon Web Services. What is the EC2 means? It's a virtual machine, guys. If you take EC2 from the cloud, Amazon means it will provide computing capabilities, storage capabilities, all the things related to a virtual machine it will provide, guys. And Hadoop also uses this software environment for data integrity and privacy protection, guys. Okay, coming to this the features of the software environment is that, okay, it will having special APIs, guys, for user authentication. Okay, it uses special APIs, application program interface, for user authentication, like user password protection, and different mechanisms are there for the user authentication. And also we just commercial accounts for sending emails, guys. If you are taking the commercial account means the security is more for that one, guys. The outsiders cannot able to see those messages. For suppose if it is Gmail means it's not a commercial one. Okay, it's a free one. Okay, if you take the commercial accounts for sending the emails, obviously there is a security, guys. Okay, particularly the software environment uses this one. Okay, that is user authentication and sending emails for they use commercial accounts, right, guys? Okay, and okay, guys, and moreover that the data is shared in the cloud. Okay, this software environment that will protect the data for deletion, guys. Okay, if the any file is shared by the different cloud users means, okay, they cannot be deleted. They will give the protection, guys. In which one environment, guys? This software environment. In this software environment we will have the protection for deleting. And one more thing, guys. Okay, in this software environment they use VPN, virtual private network channel. Okay, for data transmission. They use what they will use, guys? They will use virtual private network, VPN channel, for secure the data transmissions. For sending source to destination, if they use VPN means obviously the content will be secure from source to the destination. Okay, the next one is fine grained access to protect the data from the hackers. Like for suppose each and every object will have some own access control. For suppose one file is there in the cloud, I want to access that one. Okay, just I have clicked that file. Okay, when if I am having the access control in that file, then only I am able to access that file. Otherwise I am unable to access that file. Each and every file will have some access controls. Each and every file will have some access control. If the for suppose any particular person want to access that one, if that person is having that control to access that one, then only they are able to access. In this way they will protect the file from the another access. Right guys, cloud means like it contains the files from the different users. Okay, if anybody want to access any file, if that person is having the right to access that file, then only they are able to access file, otherwise they are unable to access that particular file. Okay, this is all about data integrity and privacy protection. The second method is data coloring and cloud watering. Data coloring and cloud watering, guys. Okay, right. Okay guys, in this cloud environment, data sets and file share. Okay, mainly they will be affected with the different hackers. Okay, we have to protect these data sets and file share. Okay, if the file is shared by different cloud users, means how they are able to protect that one, that important here in the cloud environment. For that, the guys, for the situations, okay, there are some trusted softwares are there which is having the rich set of tools to protect the data sets and shared files. Okay guys, okay, in this data coloring and cloud watering technique, okay, they are having a rich set of tools to protect the, okay, data sets and shared files. Particularly they will have the rich set of tools for data sets and file sharing for outsider access. Right, if anybody want to access these set of tools will stop those access from the outsiders. Okay, okay guys, what is this water cloud water making means, each and every data set will have the they will have some identity on that one, who is the owner of that file. Okay, if the that is already there in the data object, means obviously the person, any person want to access that file, they will check the identity of the file owner. Okay, if the owner is matched with the person who is able to access that one, then only they will give the access. Otherwise they were going to he is not able to access that particular file. He is not able to access that particular. In this way they will verify in the cloud water making technique. Each and every data object will have the identity of the owner as already there on that data object. Okay, if anybody person want to access that data object or their file, okay, they will verify that identity of the owner. If it is matched, then only it will give the access. Otherwise he is unable to access that particular file or data set. This is the thing that is happening in the cloud water making technique. Okay, the second one is data color. Okay, here also it will provide the security for the data object with the help of unique color schemes. For suppose here two cloud users are there, one is A and one is B. Okay, for A the color is given is blue. For B, for particular cloud user, the color given is red. Okay, means here the blue color objects are able to access by A, and the red color objects are able to access by B, guys. Hello, hello. Are you able to hear my voice?
సార్ చెప్పండి వినిపిస్తుంది.
Okay, okay. Thank you, guys. Here, the second method is data coloring technique, guys. Okay, for the particularly a person is there, he is a cloud user, and the B person is there, he is also cloud user, guys. Okay, for particularly a person, the data object assigned is blue color. For B person, data object assigned for the particular color is red color, guys. Okay, a person is able to access the all the data objects who are in the blue color, and the B person is able to access the all the objects who are in red color, guys. In this way, it will assign unique colors for the each and every objects, guys. Okay, right, guys. The A person want to access the only the blue colored objects. Okay, he is unable to access the all the colors other than the blue. Okay, that is the point here, guys. Okay, guys. Uh, for enhanced security for the data objects, they use these water making and data coloring techniques, guys, to increase the security levels that are for the cloud, guys. Okay, what is this cloud water making, guys? Each and every, okay, each and every object will have identity of the owner that is already there in that one. If any person want to access that one, they will check that ownership. If the particular user is related to that object, then only they will get the access in watermarking, guys. The second one is data coloring, guys. Okay, here each and every object will have particular color is assigned with that, guys. Okay, the person who want to access that one, they, okay, for suppose here two persons are there, A person and B person. Okay, A person is having assigned with a one color object, he is able to access those color objects only. For suppose for the A person, I have assigned blue color objects, he is able to access only the blue color objects. Okay, he will check first of all in the cloud computing, they will check the color of that particular object. Okay, for suppose the A object will has assigned with a blue color, then only then the person is only able to access the blue color objects. In this way, in cloud computing, they enhance the security levels. Okay, another accessing will be reduced in this data coloring and water making techniques. Okay, guys, here there are few tips. Okay, the business persons to secure the data in the cloud, guys. Okay, for suppose any business person went for the cloud, how they are able to increase the security levels, let us see, guys. Okay, here particularly there are six methods are there. One is ensuring the local backups, means the sensitive data they will place inside their organization only, they won't place the secure data. For suppose like credit card information, that is a very sensitive information. Okay, if you place it in the cloud, means that some persons have access to that information and stolen that information, means that will be a very big crime. Okay, guys, that is why the organization has to take some information that will be placed locally, guys, to provide the security. Okay, the sensitive information they have to place inside the local. And the next one is, okay, use encryption mechanisms. Use encryption. For suppose any file, any data they want to save it inside the cloud, means they will encrypt the data. Okay, with the help of cipher. Okay, how they were able to access again, means they will decrypt the data. For suppose they want to access the data, means first they will decrypt the data from the cloud, and they can see the information, they can see the information. This mechanism, encryption and decryption, okay, to provide the security, to increase the security, these business persons use this mechanism, guys. Encryption and decryption. Okay, any information you want to save in the cloud, they use encryption technique to encrypt that information. Okay, and save it in the cloud. Okay, how they are able to access, means how they are able to view, means normally that encrypted information cannot be readable, they cannot understand. Okay, how they are accessing, means they will decrypt that information. Okay, the cloud users who have placed that information in the cloud, how they are able to use, means they will decrypt that information from the cloud, and they are able to access the information. In this way, they will provide the security for the content that they are going to save in the cloud. Okay, the next one is reliable passwords. Okay, user authentications, they have to use different techniques. They won't have to use their data bus. Okay, they don't have to use their addresses like that. So they have some particular mechanism for placing the software passwords guys. Okay, those mechanisms if they follow means they will get some security for the data that is there in the cloud. Okay, and some additional securities. And finally guys, they have to test their security by hacking, ethical hackers, by using, they what they will do is they will take some persons, okay, they are good in the hacking. Okay, uh, we use those persons for checking our loopholes in the applications that is there in the cloud guys. Okay, they use, okay, these ethical hackers to check the loopholes. Okay, after building the cloud application they have to check the loopholes by purchase by using different ethical hackers and their techniques, and they will find out the loopholes, then they will rectify those loopholes. This is the final step. Okay, let us see each and everything. Okay, what are the tips to enhance the security for the business process if they are going for the cloud? Okay, the first one is local backups. Okay, local guys, in normally guys in IT industry the information is the main prioritized one. Okay, if we lost the information means everything will be lost. Okay, we have to protect the information, we have to protect the information. For suppose guys, okay, uh, for suppose we lost the data means obviously we are going to in a financial losses, as well as the data will be attacked by, for suppose we are storing the some information in the cloud guys. Okay, that information is hacked means obviously those persons will file a cases on us. Obviously they will file a cases on, we have to, okay, we have to take the legal actions also. That is why we have to protect our data, we have to take care so much measures to secure our data that is placing in the cloud guys, that is placing in the cloud, right guys? Okay, the next one is avoid storing the sensitive information in the cloud guys. Avoid storing the sensitive information in the cloud. Okay guys, previously the Facebook has dragged to court. Okay, because of the information that is there in the Facebook has been stolen by outsiders. Okay, in the previous election also for particularly for US elections, we have listened some information that the information that is related to Facebook has been used for supporting the Trump. Okay, guys, that is why. Okay, we have to give the sensitive information. We have to save in the locally, guys, not in the cloud. We have to save the sensitive information. Okay, we have to save in locally, not in the cloud, guys. Okay. And the next one is use encryption and decryption mechanism to protect the data. Encryption and decryption techniques to protect the data, guys. For suppose any information you want to place it inside the cloud, what we have to do is first we will encrypt that information and we will send that information to the cloud, guys. Okay, what we are going to do is any information you want to place it inside the cloud, we will first we will encrypt that information. After that only we are going to place it inside the cloud, right guys? This is the prerequisite. Okay, if you are going to for particularly for cloud provider, first we have to check they are providing encryption and decryption mechanism to save the content in the cloud or not. If he is providing, that means we will go for that one. We will go for the cloud provider of that particular that is encryption decryption mechanism cloud provided cloud application, we can go for that. Normally guys, all these AWS, Azure, all these things, okay, they are using this encryption and decryption mechanism to save the content inside the cloud. Okay, the next one is we have to place reliable passwords. We have to place reliable. Normally if you place any password means that cannot be predicted by hackers, then only we will get the security. For suppose if you place the date of birth as a password means the normally the hackers easily predict that one, guys. Easily predict that one. Okay. For that one, guys, placing the passwords. Okay, there are different tips are available in the internet. Okay, there are different tips are available in the internet. By using that one, we have to place those passwords, like it has to include the smaller case letters, all and bigger capital letters and the numbers. Okay, and some special characters we have to choose to, okay, for placing the password, guys. Okay, normally, and moreover that, guys, we have to keep changing these passwords in regular intervals. We have to keep changing these passwords in the regular intervals. Okay, these are the different password making mechanisms. Okay. And the next one is additional security measures. Normally, guys, we have to use different antivirus programs. Okay, and the next different admin controls, guys. What is this admin control means? Okay, normally in company means from the bottom part who will be there, that is programmers. On the above the programmers, okay, team lead will be there. On the team lead, another manager will be there. Likewise, the final level is CEO. Final level is CEO. CEO will have the every right, guys. Okay, in the content. And then normally programmers will have what are the different access? Just application accessing and program rating. Okay, likewise they will give the control mechanisms, guys. Different control mechanisms. But the bottom level they will have less control on the overall application. On the middle level they will have the 50% access. Finally, for the CEO they will have the all the controls to access the everything. Likewise, the admin have the different control mechanisms. By using that one, they can restrict that one. Okay, and they will protect the data, guys. Right? Okay, guys. Finally, we have to test the security, guys. If you are going to cloud means we have to test their security levels by hiring a ethical hackers. By hiring a ethical hackers. What the ethical hackers do, guys? They will check. Okay, they will find out the different loopholes in the application. Okay, if the more number of loopholes are there means we won't go for the cloud provider. We won't go for the cloud provider. For suppose they are having a very less number of loopholes means we will say that those loopholes to the cloud provider and ask them to rectify those one. Then we will go for the cloud, that particular cloud provider. This is the normal way, guys. Okay, if any organization going for the cloud means they have to check all these things. Okay, they have to hire a one ethical hacker and ask them to test the cloud provider. Okay, by taking the feedback from that ethical hacker, we have to go for the that cloud provider or not. We have to decide, guys. We have to decide. Okay, this is the mechanism. Okay, the normal organizations going for the particular code, they will follow these things. Okay, then the security, the information inside that organization we are placing inside the cloud, that will be very secure, guys, if you follow these tips. Okay, let us go for the next one. Okay, trust in the cloud, guys. Trust in the cloud. What is meant by trust in related to cloud, guys? Okay, this is a normally that will be built between the user and the cloud provider. User and the cloud provider. So for suppose the cloud provider is giving the very good security for the data and very good different services. Obviously, the trust for the particular cloud provider will be very high, guys. Okay, it's a very important factor related to the cloud computing. For particularly for the one cloud provider, the trust is more means obviously they will provide the more security for the data. Obviously, they will provide the different services for the cloud users. Right, guys? normally the main thing related to the trust is the security information that is there, we are going to place inside the cloud. Okay, the main security is the main point related to the developing trust related to the particular cloud provider, guys. Okay, for suppose a particular cloud provider, okay, he is not able to provide the security for that data that you are going to place inside the cloud provider. Obviously, the trust for that cloud computing service provider will be very less. Okay, the no users will go for that particular cloud provider. Why? Because he is not at all building a security mechanism that you are going to place inside the data. Okay, the trust, very important thing. Okay, the particular the cloud provider is having a very trust means obviously they will protect the data, obviously they will provide the good number of different services to the cloud provider. Okay, particularly guys, for providing the trust the cloud providers using the different networks in that one, that is the trust overall network is one of the ones. Okay, trust overlay network, by using this trust overlay network, okay, the cloud providers build up the trust, build up the trust. Okay guys, right? The particular this trust overlay network has desired to support the trust for the cloud services. Okay, cloud services. And moreover that guys, it model trust relationship. Okay, the normally the data center consists of different modules. One is for the storage, one is for the computing, one is for the networking. Okay, in this guys, in this trust overlay network, they build the trust relationship among the different modules in the data center, different modules in the data center. Okay, and moreover that guys, this network will just hash tables. The network will just hash table for faster aggregation of the content from the different distributed sites. So normally the content will come from the different locations, right? Okay, the aggregation, for doing the aggregation means combine, they just hash table guys, distributed hash tables. Particularly in this trust overlay network, it will just distributed hash tables. For the faster aggregation, you just this distributed hash tables in trust overlay network. Normally guys, for the development of trust over the network, it is just two layers guys. Okay, with the help of these two layers, okay, uh, they are achieving fast reputation aggregation, means combining the data from the different sources, and discrimination and fast operation. Okay, with the help of these two layers, okay, we are going to discuss these two layers, what are the tasks also we are going to see. With the help of these two layers, we are going to achieve fast reputation of aggregation, means the content from the different sources they have to aggregate, means they have to combine, that will can be done very fastly. And discrimination and fast application also done with the help of this trust overlay network. Okay guys, the first layer is distributed defense against the different worms and attacks. Okay, the next one is distributed reputation aggregation and probing of privacy clause. Okay, this is the first layer, and this is the second layer of trust overlay network. Okay, it contains here, it contains a different attacks. Okay, how we are going to protect, we are going to see. Just write down this diagram guys. Okay, I will go sometime. Okay, okay guys, these two special layers are distributed defense against the worms. Okay, and the second one is related to the trust guys, trust related to the distributed cloud site. Okay, let us discuss about the first one, that is distributed defense against the worms and DDoS attack and the copyright violation. and the copyright violation. Okay guys, this one uh, okay. Okay guys, this overlay product provides guys the support to worm containment, okay, intrusion detection system. Okay, what is the meant by this intrusion detection system is this is a software application guys. Okay, what it will do is it will monitors the malicious activities that is there in the cloud guys. Okay, what will do guys, it will monitors the malicious activities. All right, that is intrusion detection system means, okay, it is a software application. What is the importance of the software application means to monitor the malicious activities that is going on in the cloud application. It will detect guys. Okay, with the help of this intrusion detection system, okay, against the virus like DDoS attacks. What is meant by DDoS means this is also this malicious attempt to disrupt the normal traffic to for a particular server guys. Normal what it will do guys, this DDoS attacks means it will increase the traffic on particular server guys. It will increase the traffic on particular server. Okay, with the help of this one guys, this overlay, okay, it will control all these malicious activities like DDoS attacks, okay, and worm containment. Okay, it will nullify these type of attacks. Okay, and this also eliminates these worms also. Okay, normally worms means it's like a virus like thing. It will spread from multiple guys. If one worm enter into the computer means it will produce a hundred more in number of viruses will be produced on particular that type of related to the worm guys. Okay, and moreover that guys, this layer will provide the content poisoning techniques for protecting by the help of this content poisoning technique, we are going to protect the content, and moreover that we are going to uh, get the copyright on the particular data content, right? Okay, we are going to get the copyright for suppose one content is there for the one particular reason, others can able to access that content. With the help of this content poisoning technique, we are going to protect that particular content. Okay, here we are going to avoid this copyright violation on multiple data centers. Uh, we are going to protect the data for with the help of this content poisoning technique. Content poisoning technique, this is the first layer guys. Okay, in that first layer what we are going to achieve guys, we are going to achieve the uh, by the help of the software application, we are going to monitor the malicious activities that is going on in the cloud, and moreover that guys, we are DDoS attacks. What is meant by DDoS attacks means it's like a malicious attack. It will, what it will do is guys, it will increase the traffic on the particular targeted server. Particular targeted server. Okay, right guys, this is the first layer, and the second layer is related to the trust guys. Second layer is related to the trust. We are going to see that one in the next class. Okay, I am going to again explain this trust overlay network. Trust overlay network. Okay, first one is related to the attacks, and the second layer is related to the trusted networks. Okay, right guys, I think I told two things guys.